Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here's a 6-year man, Austin Eckler. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. This defense for the Broncos, they had certainly had their struggles to start the season, but they put it all together in getting that first victory a week ago.
Yeah, they only allowed 13 points, and you can poll all 32 coaches, and I guarantee you they'd say, we'll take that every single week. But let me think about that for a second. Maybe there'd be one contrarian that would say, give me 10.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And the Broncos are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
Well, they certainly took a shot to open this game. I know it backfired with the interception, but no lack of bravado from that sideline at all. And look, they told us before the ball game, they wanted to be a little more dangerous on offense. They wanted to take a few more chances. That opening pass certainly set a tone. Maybe a turnover, but I don't think it'll stop them from trying again the rest of this game.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Beck. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
They run here with the second-year man from UNC, Javonte Williams. And he stopped immediately there. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. On the move past the 40, down the left sideline. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A huge play there for Denver, and even 40 yards.
A very early momentum changer there. Actually a dream killer for the defense because they forced a 3rd down. Felt like they had a good chance to get off the field defensively, and then they got hit with that big play.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Here's Wilson. He'll buy some time right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside 3rd of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. There's Wilson to throw. That's going to be caught. Touchdown. Jerry Jeudy, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Herbert now. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football.
They're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. To throw is Wilson. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On 2nd and goal, standing alone in the backfield is Williams. They'll go jet sweep here with Sutton. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. They'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Cortland Sutton, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And it's now 14-0.
Chargers, nothing.
The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away.
Fair catch. The Chargers take over 1st and 10.
The Charger drive about to get going. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to. Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
On Herbert, his 3rd interception. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And out of bounds right around the 20. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Play action. Now Wilson. Yeah, this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. A great effort there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Broncos have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away.
Good catch. The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week. And you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
It's a gain of 8. Chargers first down.
Running on first down, Eckler. They find some open field here. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 20 as we wind down near 20 seconds left in the quarter.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter. And a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
21-0, our score after one.
Broncos 21, Chargers nothing.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Herbert operating from the red zone. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And he'll be out of bounds. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up for the 1st and goal.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Herbert going to keep it on his sneak. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Chargers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. That seemed like a much-needed touchdown after 21 unanswered points to start the game.
It's not often that you equate a football game to a golf tournament, but it's like you don't want to shoot yourself out of the tournament too early. So they needed that touchdown to make sure that they got an opportunity to not just get back into this game, but a chance to win it later if they continue to play well.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now it's Wilson. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
That's a real nice job right there, working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
And a big play resulted right there. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now a carry for the former first-round pick of the Chargers. It's Melvin Gordon. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
We know Melvin Gordon is very effective getting to the perimeter, but being a former University of Wisconsin Badger means you know how to run the ball inside and with power as well. I also like the fact that he's a weapon in the passing game. Had as many as 58 catches in the season. Throw it to him in space and look out.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
The way he's been slinging in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's going to have to wait to try and pick up that 3rd, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And they'll get him down right around the 16. The Broncos on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 8. And movement by one of the Broncos up front. And in comes the flag. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Now Wilson. This one swung out to Williams. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the 1st, right around the 15. Out there is Rodrigo Blankenship in the field goal unit. That's just 32 yards officially from the right hash. Blankenship's kick is good. And they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
Pulls it in at the 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. The Charger drive about to get going. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
He's airing it out for Williams. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
They'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. A A shotgun snap for Herbert. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Going to throw on third down with Herbert. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Chargers get a bit closer. Point after by Lambo, up and good. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. Now after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. Finding room at midfield. 30, 10, and all the way home for a Broncos score. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Now Blankenship on for the PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17.
Broncos 31. Chargers 14.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, playing the same tempo, the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
On 1st down, Justin Herbert. He'll drop this one off to Eckler. So he stopped for no gain. And that will bring up 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. 60 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Back to throw here, Herbert. Going deep here for Allen. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. We have 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, While we look at the defense, they came in prepared, had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. Rolling to his right. And this is caught by Williams. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 15 more yards there and quickly another first down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep.
And this is caught at the 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and the rout is on here in this first half.
Chargers 14.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And he returns this to the 22.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Okay, ready?
The Charger drive about to get going. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
Josh Lambo set to kick off.
Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles. And, I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out of reach in the third quarter. Right now, they're unstoppable in this one. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, it does appear like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They go play action with Wilson. This will be caught. Judy. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
2nd and 5 now. Wilson. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Wilson. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the Chargers are going to take possession here at their own 33. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. This is swung out to Eckler. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
To throw again on 2nd down. Herbert. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
A gain of 4 yards. And the Chargers first down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Now it's Herbert. He's airing it out for Williams. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And where they are on the scoreboard almost dictates taking this big shot and trying to get right back into the game. They took it there and couldn't connect. Despite the defense being ready, go ahead and force it downfield. See what you can get.
Herbert back to the air. He'll get this to Eckler. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Herbert. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
On 4th down, Herbert. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember, last drive, they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it. On 2nd down, Williams. And
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
In motion comes the tight end left. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. In motion goes the tight end. On third down, they're going to go with the option. And they'll rally and stop him short of the first down at about the 6. Give him a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it still brings up fourth.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it. And while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
Blankenship's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Charger drive about to get going. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Working with a 2nd and 4. Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. This is caught. Touchdown, Broncos. Albert Okwuegbunam. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Broncos are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
61 yards rushing for him now to this point.
On a second and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
Chargers first down.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Ronald Darby. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. After the interception, here's Wilson. He'll go up top here for Hamler. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
He's second in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. To throw on 2nd and 10. Wilson. His throw incomplete. Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
A well-executed 22-yard gain. Now receiver in motion left. Oh, Wilson going to throw. Flush to his right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns. And it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
What a stand there defensively. They force the 3rd and goal, force them into what they think will be a passing situation, and then they make sure to lock up all the receivers and come away with the interception. Sounds simple, but that was really well done.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Draymond Jones just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Herbert. And that one going to come up short. Low throw. Another throw there off the mark. And obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question. And my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Finding space at the 40, still on his feet. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. This game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said,